Alright, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this fine Sunday evening about 6 p.m. I hope everyone is doing well. We had a fantastic weekend. We went down to the cities. I picked up some goodies. Couple things I want to talk about. I haven't done a video in like a week. It's been busy. It's been crazy. Summer is the busiest time of the year for my company. So, I went to the cities and they were blowing out some copies of Corvus Bella's Infinity, the role-playing game. I have everything in PDF. I backed the Kickstarter, what, 2-3 years ago and got everything in PDF and couldn't be more pleased with it. And so this was on sale for, I think, $12. It's normally, couldn't tell you. They don't do the prices on the back. Probably 20 bucks, 30 bucks. But it's an adventure. It has tons of NPCs in it, a bunch of monsters, a bunch of things. If you don't know about Infinity, the RPG, go back in the archive, check out my review. It's a really great game. The miniatures are amazing. Probably some of the best metal cast miniatures I've ever seen. And done so well. Angel Heraldez, I believe, is the studio painter, and he is a phenomenal painter. But they also now are doing CO cast, which is like a polymer, like plastic resin or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's an amazing process. And so I'm not a huge fan of metal miniatures. I mean, back in the day, that's all you could get. But I'm not a big fan of them. So these CO casts now, and Corvus Bella seems to be moving that way with the rising cost of metal. So I saw a bunch of new miniatures with done in CO cast. I almost picked up a few, but I just couldn't make up my mind. I'm going to be doing a 5 parsecs from home game because it's solo role play and it's hard to get people together nowadays, you know, as we get older and stuff like that. So I thought, what better way to get my gaming fix than to, you know, this. And I think the Infinity CO cast miniatures will be amazing for that. So anyway, that's just one of the things I picked up. The other thing I wanted to talk about is something that is underrated, and it's kind of a shame. If you have a favorite local game store, a physical store that you go to, and I highly recommend that you do that. Support the small businesses. That goes needless to say. Support the indie publishers, you know, that kind of thing. There's a magazine called GTM, Game Trade Magazine. A lot of stores will sell it to you for like, I think it's $2.50 is the cover price. I'm hoping I could see the price on here. $3.99. I've never had anyone sell it to me for full retail price. This comes free from the distributors. They put it together and they can order, but they make extra copies available for the public sector, and that's what this is. And this is a magazine. A lot of times they'll come in a plastic bag, and there'll be extra cards or a meeple or a token. So they do a lot of cool stuff for whatever the hot flavor of the game is at the time. But Game Trade, this is issue 270. This is August's issue. They put them out roughly 2 months in advance, and the point is to see what's coming out so that you can order it. And so what you can do is you can get the order number in here. So let me pick something at random that really sparks me. All right, so here we go. Tome of Heroes Pocket Edition for 5e. You can write down, you probably can't see it because it's so small, but right where my finger is, it's PZ0KO89375. So it's Paizo, 2nd edition, or it's, I don't know actually, it wouldn't be Paizo because that's 5th edition, but it's Kobold Press. And so what that does is that tells the store owner or the person doing the ordering that you want that copy of that book, which correlates to the Tome of Heroes. And so this is like an advanced pre-order, but unlike Kickstarters, you don't have to wait 3 years for it to come through. It'll be there in 2 months, roughly, maybe a little less, unless there's a delay or something. So this covers board games, miniatures, pop figures, everything pop culture, board games, miniature games, RPGs, some comic books. There's a little bit of that here, like graphic novels, and just all kinds of gaming related stuff. There's also Dork Tower comic in there. And there's usually some comics. So there's a lot of articles in here and stuff as well. And like I said, the Source Comics and Games, they charge me $1 for it, but I have their Savers card, so I get 10% off. So they give it to me for 50 cents. So I should have bought last month's issue as well, the July issue. This is August, and this is for stuff that's coming out. So August, September, October. This is stuff that's coming out in October, September, October, roughly. Maybe a little sooner, maybe a little later, but roughly October. So really great resource. If you want to know what's coming out, you can't always trust what you read on the web. Because if you look on the web, I'm a French model. I'm not. But the point is that this is in print. It's usually 99.9% accurate and really good to go. Gives you price points and everything like that. So, and if you usually pre-order through your favorite local game store, they'll a lot of times give you a discount. Don't be afraid to ask, hey, if I order through GTM through you, do I get like 10% off, or whatever, because remember, there's about a 40 to 60% markup on retail for gaming related material. So that means your RPGs, your miniatures, all that stuff has anywhere from a 40 to 60% markup on most retail stores. And so they can afford to give you 10% off or 20 or 15% off. It's not going to kill them if they want your business. So don't be afraid to ask. It's your money. You work hard for it. Get the most bang for your buck. So that covers GTM, Game Trade Magazine. Pick it up. I highly recommend it. Ask your game store for a copy. Usually they have 2 or 3. And if they only have one because they're using it to order, say, hey, next month, tell them you want an extra copy and I will come in and pick it up, and give them your name and your phone number or your email. And they'll, 9 out of 10 times, I've lived all over this country and I've never run into a game store that's like, oh no, we don't do that. It's just never happened. You just tell them, hey, I want a copy. And I mean, in worst case, they'll sell it to you. It's $3. It's not the end of the world. You can also go on their website, but the website's very limited information. They want you to use the magazine. So anyway, enough of that. So while I was in the cities, the Source is a great game store. I picked up the Pathfinder 2nd edition Abomination Vaults. This is the hardback. Now, this is the same thing like with Rise of the Rune Lords for Pathfinder 1st edition. This is one of their more popular adventure paths that they have put into hardback. So supposedly, just about all of the errata should be in here included. Any mistakes that were made in the original print run, because remember, the original print run was, I think, 4 to 6 staple bound books that they put out that you bought every month for like $20. And so, every month or every other month they would come out with, issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, part 1, part 2, part 3. And so this just puts it all together. This will take the players from, I believe, there's a little chart in here which I thought was amazing. From levels 1 to 10. Do I have that right? Yeah, they should be 11. They should be 11th level. Let me turn this light on. Oh, there we go. Sorry, take the camera a second to catch up. They should be roughly. They should finish up at level 11th level when they're done with this adventure path. Now, my friend Bobby, who was his first time GMing, started running this for us, but it kind of fell apart because of schedules and everything. This retails for $54.99. I got 10% off, so I got $5.50 off of that with my card, my Savers card at the store. High quality art, high glossy paper. It goes into explaining. If you haven't played a Paizo adventure path, I highly recommend picking one up, and I think this is a good one. Now, with that being said, as a GM, if you're going to be the storyteller, or the game master, the dungeon master, whatever you want to call yourself, do your homework. This adventure path, out of all the ones that I've played, and I've played 3 or 4 adventure paths now, or I've GM'd them. This is the only one I've actually played. The rest I've GM'd. You, as the GM, need to do your homework. You need to read it. You need to know. Sorry, it's hot in here. I'm sweating. You need to know what the party needs to be. Does this adventure path really need a cleric? Is the combat level really lethal? are my players going to get, slaughtered if they don't have a cleric or they don't have a druid with healing or something to that effect. We ran this. We didn't make any thought to how we would make our characters. We all made characters individually, and we barely got. We didn't even get past the first level of the gauntlet. Not that it was terribly difficult, but there was just a lot of enemies coming at us, and we just didn't plan. We didn't plan appropriately. Bobby was a new GM, so he made some mistakes. There's a number of NPCs in here that the party needs to meet at the beginning so that they know that they have resources, because this is a dungeon crawl straight up. This is a traditional dungeon crawl. Kick the door in, kill the monsters, take their loot, move to the next level. It's got some intrigue in it. It's got some neat story twist in it, which I really like. There's the intricacies going on in and around the town of Otari that the players need to be aware of, and the logging company and the politics that are involved. And I cut Bobby some slack because we had fun playing it. I'm not going to lie. I had a blast. I played a monk, but we were outclassed, and we got our asses kicked pretty badly. But it was a lot of fun. I'm going to run it for probably an online group on my channel, some of my Patreons and stuff, because I think it's a really good adventure. And when Bobby ran it, it really, really attracted me. I really liked the way Bobby was doing it and how he was telling the story. He just made some newbie GM mistakes. I don't think he possibly read the beginning of it very much, where it tells you the players need to meet these people and they need to know that these people are here to help them. Because I didn't get that feel. Now, maybe I missed it. That could be my fault. Maybe Bobby pointed it out and I didn't see it. I don't know. But I will say it's a really good adventure path. So if you want to get something that's not too in-depth, not too intrigue heavy, not too investigative heavy, and you just want a simple monster slaying fun time, Abomination Vaults is where it's at. I would avoid Age of Ashes. I ran it for my group and it was brutal. There was a lot. We just had 6 players. That's the only reason they survived. If they would have had 4 players, they wouldn't have gotten past much of it because it wasn't put together very well. It was their very first adventure path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And it just wasn't done very well. It's a great adventure. I enjoy it. If they come out with a hardback like this, I will pick it up for sure because I really enjoyed it. I bought it all as PDFs and then imported it into Foundry and was running it that way. And I think all the players enjoyed it, but it was brutal and it wasn't as balanced as this one appears to be. But like I said, the GM has to do their homework. You have to get a party that works together and understands each other's abilities. And even if they're new to Pathfinder 2nd Edition or they're new to gaming, this is a great way to do. Maybe run them through the Trouble in Otari, the box set, beginner box. That would, because it links directly to this adventure, and there's information in here on how to transition from Troubles in Otari to Abomination Vaults. So that would be my recommendation: is to go ahead and do the Troubles in Otari beginner box set. Let everybody play those first level characters that come in the box. So if they haven't done it yet, if they're new to Pathfinder or they're not quite sure what they want to play, let them play a pre-gen, let them get a feel for the game mechanics in the system. There's one of the basic character classes. There's a fighter, a rogue, a cleric, and a mage. So they should have everything they need. And then you can expand upon there once they kind of get a feel for the 3-action economy and how the mechanics work. And then dive into this, man. But like I said, do your homework. Read this. I'm still reading it, and I'm enjoying everything I've read. I see a couple things that were missed in our adventure that I think we as players messed up. And one of the biggest ones was we did not have a cohesive party. We didn't have a cleric. We had a druid with a monkey companion, which was awesome. But under the rules of companion, he loses 1 action out of his 3 to give 2 actions to his companion. So your action economy is kind of going out the window right there. And then I was a monk, which I'm not saying you can't play a monk in this adventure path, but I think you would do better to maybe start as a rogue and then maybe at 2nd level take a level as monk. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think I would say do not play a rogue in this adventure path. Because everything in the first, at least the first 2 levels of the adventure, are going to swarm you. They're going to have numbers on you, and the monk is just not suited for that gameplay in the beginning. Your mileage may vary. That's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But I think it's an absolutely awesome adventure path, and I think you do yourself a favor and read it real well, and then run it for your players, and I think they will have a blast. So that's really all I wanted to talk about. The art in here is phenomenal. Well, let's do it. It's hardback. Let's go through our normal review process. It's hardback. It is 254 pages. That includes the OGL and a page of ads. It is full color throughout. It is on the standard Paizo high gloss paper. The art is phenomenal, laid out really well. I just chose a random picture. And yeah, you're and there's of course dungeons and maps and everything for you. I believe they sell a map pack for this at Paizo, which I'm probably going to pick up because I think I want to run it, and I don't know if I'll run it physically or if I'll run it online. I'm leaning towards online because Foundry and the new Paizo set works really well, so I'm very happy with that. So yeah, totally worth the bucks. I think it was 54 bucks. I think I said 54.99. Yeah, 54.99. Check with your local game store. Maybe you can get a discount or whatever, but try to buy local if you can. I know Amazon's got it. I'm very happy with it, and I believe they also made a version for 5e. So if you're a D&D player and you want a really good adventure, it's definitely one to pick up for 5th edition as well. They also make a collector's leatherette cover that's embossed with gold. It's too bling bling for me. I didn't get it. It was there at the source. I could have picked it up. I think it was $69.99 or $89. I don't remember. But I like this cover because I like seeing the art and everything. So totally check it out. I think it's totally worth it. Peruse your local game store. Have them ordered if they don't have it in stock. Ask them for a Game Trade magazine. Guys, I hope you enjoyed everything. As always, like and subscribe. There'll be notes down in the doobly-doo for the Discord channel, for the Patreon. It's $5 a month. Get you access to exclusive games that I run via my Discord. So join the Discord. You get priority status in Discord as well. You get a special color that everybody knows you're a Patreon. You help support the channel. And then I'll add you to the ticker at the end of all my videos where you can see everybody's name. So as always, peace and heritaries. Thank you so much. I wanted to get a video out. I'm just coming back off a little mini vacation, and I just wanted to let you guys know I was still alive. It is stupid hot in here. I'm sweating like a pig. I love you all. Please be safe. Take care of one another, and happy gaming. Good night, everybody.